What's up guys, Zach's from Good Time Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at the recently redesigned and changed Ghost skill tree. Now, as y'all probably figured out by now, with update 100 of the game, there have been a lot of changes made to the skill trees. Some skills have been combined, some have been deleted, some have been moved. They've kind of been moved all over the place. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on. There's all kinds of new ways to cause mayhem and destruction. So today we're going to be taking a look at the skills that are within the Ghost tree. We're going to take a look at each one individually, kind of break it down a little bit, talk about it, and then also I'll point out where old skills that used to be in Ghost have now been moved to, in case you're looking for those. So let's get to it, guys. Starting out in Ghost under the Shinobi section, we have Chameleon. The basic version will increase the time before you start getting detected by 25% while in casing mode. You can also mark enemies while in casing mode. So this is like whenever you walk into a bank or you're in a stealth heist and you're just walking around without your armor out, without your weapons out, just kind of looking around and stuff. You can move around within vision of, say, a camera or a guard for 25% longer before your little detection bar is going to start filling up. And you can also mark out enemies and cameras while in casing mode. The Ace version will make it so that you can pick up items while in casing mode, and you also gain 30% more value to the items and cash you pick up. So the first part of that used to be part of, I think it was 6 cents in the old skill trees, and then the second part of that, 30% more value, was part of Dead Presidents. So now they've been combined. In Tier 2 we have Cleaner. The basic version will give you 1 additional body bag in your inventory. It will also increase the body bag inventory space to 3 from 2. Now it's kind of worded weird, but basically it makes it to where you get 1 more bag all the time, and then you can carry up to 3 bags altogether. Now if you ace it, you gain the ability to place 2 body bag cases. So if you recall, the body bag cases used to be over in Fugitive about Tier 4, I believe it was. They're now here under Cleaner. Also in Tier 2 we have 6th Sense. You gain the ability to automatically mark enemies within a 10-meter radius around you after standing still for 3.5 seconds while in stealth. If you ace it, you gain access to all insider assets. Cleaning costs after killing a civilian is reduced by 75%. So I find this to be a little bit weird that they included the cleaning costs as part of this, because in some ways they're basically encouraging you to kill civilians, right? Because it's tied to the insider asset, which you're going to want if you're going to be doing stealth. And then honestly, most of the time, as you guys probably know, it's easier just to kill civilians than try and, contain them, tie them down, or whatever. So kind of weird for them to encourage that, I feel like, but you know what? It's whatever. In Tier 3, we have Nimble. You gain the ability to disable 1 camera from detecting you and your crew. Effect lasts for 25 seconds. If you ace it, you gain the ability to lockpick 50% faster. You also gain the ability to lockpick safes. So this used to be split between 2 different skills in the old Payday skill trees. Now it's 1. So you can disable a camera and you can pick locks and lockpick faster all together in one place. Next up we have ECM Overdrive. The basic version will make it so that your ECM jammer and feedback duration is increased by 25%. If you ace it, your ECM jammer can now also be used to open certain electronic doors. So these are like the key carded doors, basically, is what those are. And then the basic version means that your ECM just lasts longer, whether you're using it for pager blocker or to take out some cameras, or using it as an overdrive feature, which is like an offensive thing. And last but not least, we have ECM Specialist. Basic version will allow you to place 2 ECM jammers instead of just 1. And if you ace it, the ECM jammer duration is increased by an additional 25%, and the ECM feedback duration lasts 25% longer. Pagers are also delayed by the ECM jammer. So if you kill a guard while an ECM is down and you have this skill, the pager will not go off until after the ECM finishes. Next up in Ghost is the Artful Dodger section. The basic version of Duck and Cover will make it so that your stamina starts regenerating 25% earlier and 25% faster. You also sprint 25% faster. If you ace it, you have a 10% increased chance to dodge while sprinting. You gain 15% chance to dodge while ziplining. Pretty self-explanatory there. In Tier 2 we have Parkour. You gain 10% additional movement speed and 20% increased speed while climbing ladders. The Ace version will allow you to sprint in any direction, and you can also run and reload while sprinting. So the first part is really good, probably worth taking on most builds so you can move a little bit faster. The Ace version, being able to sprint in any direction, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not really necessary either. I'm used to not being able to do that because this skill used to be way up in Ghost and it was basically not worth getting ever. But running and reloading can be helpful. If you need to get a few points and put them somewhere, then it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing to put them into that. Next up we have Inner Pockets. The basic version will increase the concealment of melee weapons by 2. That used to be Hidden Blade, I think it was called, and it was in Fugitive, so it's now here. And if you ace it, it will increase the concealment of all ballistic vests by 4. So like lightweight ballistic vests and then the heavy, they will be a little bit more concealable than what they usually were. Tier 3 we have Dire Need. When your armor breaks, the first shot on every enemy will cause that enemy to stagger. This effect ends when your armor regenerates. The Ace version will make it so that the effect persists for 6 seconds after your armor has regenerated. So whenever your armor gets broken, the first bullet you put into any enemy thereafter will make them fall down. So they won't be shooting at you, they'll be falling down, scrambling, trying to get, back up. Really, I don't find this one to be very useful. If your armor is getting broken, then you should probably be focusing on staying in cover or getting cover rather than trying to shoot other people. Unless, of course, you have Bullseye, in which it would make sense to try and get some enemies to, get your armor back. But generally speaking, I don't really find it to be that helpful. It is nice that if the effect kind of persists for 6 seconds after your armor regenerates if you ace it, but it's a lot of points, and most enemies die within a couple shots anyway, so it's not really that great. Next up, we have Shockproof. When tased, the shock effect has a 30% chance to backfire on the taser, knocking them back. So this used to be over in Technician, it is now in Ghost. The ace version will make it so that when you are tased, you are able to free yourself from a taser by interacting with it within 2 seconds of getting tased. Now, tasers are really fucking annoying in this game and do some really bullshit ass shit in this game sometimes, like getting you through walls or getting like an instant tase on you, like no charge up. So I would not fault anybody out there for taking the ace version of this, seriously, because fuck tasers. They're worse than cloakers in my book. Cloakers may jump through walls, but you can taser them at the last second, or you can shoot them really quick and knock them back, or you can sometimes outrun them, though not always, and they do miss sometimes. But the fucking taser will get you through walls, he'll get you through boxes, he'll get you through ridiculous stuff, like, how is it even happening? It's insane sometimes the way these tasers can get you. So if you want to ace this, I probably wouldn't take it on my builds, but I totally support you 100%. Do it, just do it, because fuck tasers. Fuck them. And last but not least, we have Sneaky Bastard. You gain 1% dodge chance for every 3 points of concealment under 35 up to 10%. If you ace it, you gain 1% dodge chance for every 1 point of concealment under 35 up to 10%. So this used to be over in Fugitive, it's now in Ghost, it's pretty self-explanatory. Less concealment you have, then the more dodge you get up to 10%. That's really about it. And last but not least, we have Silent Killer. Now I'm pretty excited that Silent Killer got its own section because for a long time I feel like Silent Killer was kind of like a build not really people knew about and didn't really use. It was kind of like a little well-kept secret within Payday 2. That's what I always felt like. But now it has its own section, so you guys can definitely be taking advantage of it. The basic version of Silent Killer makes it so that when your armor breaks, your movement speed is increased by 30% for 5 seconds. If you ace it, then the effect also applies to your crew when triggered. Now, the ace version for some people is really annoying and disorienting, right? Because you're going to be running along and suddenly you're going to get like this giant speed boost for 5 seconds, and it can kind of throw you off a little bit. I don't really have much of a problem with it, but I have seen people on the forums kind of talking about it and complaining about it, and it's a very valid complaint. I definitely can see where that would be really annoying and that would kind of throw off your gameplay. So just be kind of aware that if you do ace it, not everyone wants the skill to be kind of activated on them. And if you're looking to spend points to get into the upper tiers, you're not going to need to put the points here to ace it by any means. Next up, we have Optical Illusions. The basic version will make it so that you're 45% less likely to be targeted by enemies. With the ace version, you will gain 1 concealment for each silenced weapon you equip and reduces the concealment penalty of silencers by 2. So with this, you'll be able to use, like say, the Jungle Ninja Suppressor or some of the better suppressors on your low concealment Silent Killer builds. Or if you want to take a stronger gun or a stronger suppressor as part of a stealth build, and you take this, you'll have a little bit more concealment to work with to do so. Next up, we have the Professional. You gain 8 weapon stability and 100% snap to zoom speed increase with silenced weapons. And if you ace it, then you gain 12 weapon accuracy with all silenced weapons. Pretty self-explanatory. Next up, we have Low Blow. This one used to be over in Fugitive, it is now in Ghost. You gain 3% critical chance for every 3 points of concealment under 35 up to 30%. And if you ace it, you gain 3% critical hit chance for every 1 point of concealment under 35 up to 30%. So pretty self-explanatory. The lower your concealment is, the more crit chance you'll get. Crit chance is good because you do a shitload of damage and things die quicker. Next up, we have Specialized Killing. The basic and ace versions are identical. 15% more damage as the basic, 15% more damage aced. There's really no reason not to get it if you're going into this skill tree at all because it's extra damage and it's pretty sweet. So yeah, get it. And last but not least, we have a new skill and a very, very useful skill, Unseen Strike. If you do not lose any armor or health for 4 seconds, you gain 35% critical hit chance for 6 seconds. The ace version of this will increase the hit chance duration to 18 seconds. So if you decide to ace this and you don't lose any armor or health for 4 seconds, then you will have a 35% critical hit chance for 18 seconds thereafter. Very strong, very powerful. Works really great with rogue builds, like if you're trying to dodge. If you're just playing smart and you're keeping within cover for 4 seconds, you're going to come out of cover with 18 seconds worth of 35% crit chance. It's a very good skill. Usable with, I think, pretty much any build out there, especially if you want to combine that with, you know, the suppressors from Silent Killer, you can do a lot of damage, and it gets pretty stupid. Now Ghost hasn't really had a whole lot of its skills move, but rather they've kind of been combined. So going over here into Fugitive, we have under the Revenant section 9 lives. The basic version will increase your bleed out health by 50%, and the Ace version will give you 1 more down before going into custody. So I went into depth more with this on my Fugitive build guide, but in general, I don't really see a whole lot of use for 9 lives. You're basically, again, planning to fail, planning to die, planning to go down, and I don't like to take skills and stuff that kind of like let me do that more, because I want to try and play smart and play well. But if you have a few points you need to put somewhere, I guess you can put them into this, but I would not recommend 9 lives really. Also in Revenant we have Feign Death. This skill used to kind of exist in Ghost, but it's a little bit different now. The basic version will make it so that when you are down, you have a 15% chance to instantly get back up, and the Ace version will make it so that the chance to instantly get revived is increased by an additional 30%. So this used to be over in Ghost. I forget exactly what the functionality of it was because it was a really shitty skill that nobody bought anyways, but it's now over here in Fugitive. Something I want to take a few minutes to talk about is the synergy that you can get here with Silent Killer, because I'm a very big fan of Silent Killer. It's probably my favorite build to do. At one point I had like 4 different Silent Killer builds that I was using, so I love Silent Killer. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of synergy you guys can get with the Professional and with Specialized Killing. So if we go over here into Enforcer, we can go over into Shotgunner and take Underdog, which will basically give us 15% more damage and 15% damage reduction for 7 seconds if there's 3 or more enemies within 18 meters of us. So nice little chunk of damage right there. We can also get to Shotgun Impact very easily. The basic version of Shotgun Impact will give you 8 more stability and 10% more damage, and the Ace version will give you 15% more damage with shotguns. So those are very easy to get to, and that damage will stack with your Silent Killer stuff. And then right next to it you can get Shotgun Reload Speed. Additionally, if you want to get stuff really crazy, just acing both of those will open up Overkill for you, which if you choose to ace it, will give you 75% more damage with your shotguns, on top of all of that other stuff. So the damage from that is insane. The damage is just absolutely stupid. And if you couple that with, say, a Isma, then you can just blow shit away. It's ridiculous. Like, you guys are kind of checking out some of this video as I'm talking, and shit just gets wrecked by it. Like, it just gets wrecked. There's no other way to put it. It just gets wrecked. Shit gets destroyed. So keep that in mind. Assault rifles do not have the damage bonuses that you can get with shotguns. So over here in Sharpshooter under Mastermind, you're not going to find anything that's going to give you more damage. Over in Technician under Oppressor, I mean, you can go up into Body Expertise and get that, but it's kind of a little bit different purpose. It's not really going to do, it's not really going to give you extra damage except in certain builds and situations. Another thing you can do is you can go over into Fugitive and go under Gunslinger. These are all of your pistol skills, so you can pick up pistol skills, and you can go akimbo if you want to. You can combine that with one-handed talent to get 15 more damage. You can put that with Desperado to gain accuracy and reload. Hell, you can even go up here into Trigger Happy and get damage boost on top of all that. So you can do some really crazy stuff. You can get some really insane damage numbers going if you are so inclined. So yeah, guys, I feel like Ghost probably didn't really get a whole lot of changes, and they're pretty straightforward. So this one's a little bit shorter than my other guides, but I feel like it's also really important to really consider the power that is in the Ghost tree now. I mean, you have all of your low concealment stuff here, you have Silent Killer here, and this stuff works so well with other skill trees. You can do some really crazy builds. I'm going to be releasing a build that is a shotgun Silent Killer build, and it's pretty insane, so it's going to be coming out probably tomorrow. So you guys can definitely check that out. So yeah, there you have it, guys. We have now gone through all 5 skill trees. We've checked out every skill, talked about every skill, and you guys have the knowledge you need to go out there and make some heads fly, get the money, and wreck shit. So let me know what you guys think of all of these skill changes. If you have any really cool builds you're running that are just like kicking everybody's ass, let me know about it. Like I said before, I really like the skill changes. I think it's in some cases made the game a little bit too easy, but in general, I think it's been a really good change, and it's been a really amazing opportunity to really get new players into the game and to get old players to come back, because things are different now. Things have changed, you know. Stuff is pretty sweet now. So let me know what you guys think. This is actually a good time gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything you saw today. And remember to always have a good time gaming.